Alright, YouTube, what is happening? I thought it's been a while since I did a video on the Wicked Edge Go, and I've had it for some time now. And I wanted to again give you my follow-up thoughts after owning it for, man, quite a long time. Searching back on my YouTube videos and see when I first did a review on this knife, or this guy. It's been well over a year. But I did a tutorial on S35. So about a year ago. Let's see, let's look at the exact date. We were talking December 29th, 2017, so more than a year ago. Actually, probably 18 months. About 18 months ago, I got this guy. And when you get the Wicked Edge Go, it just comes with these stones here. I wanted to give you a kind of, not that stone, mixing them up. It comes with a 200 and 600, it's literally all you get, okay? But this is really all you need to sharpen a knife, honestly. Really. Just to get it sharp, easily could do it with the 200 and 600 grit stones. The 200 grit stones have sharpened. This is where most of your work is done. And looking back on my sharpening journal, I probably sharpened close to 30 knives with this thing. And this is the condition of the stone. I just got done sharpening a knife, in fact. I was doing some kitchen knives. I use this Code Steel Roach Belly in the kitchen. It's a nice little, like a paring knife, just a good kitchen knife. And I just sharpened that to a nice mirror edge. And sharpened 2 other kitchen knives today. So yeah, we're probably up to like 30 knives or so. And I typically always start with a 200 grit. Like these ones, I already profiled today to 15 degrees. That Cold Steel is actually 14.5, but. And there's a little bit of steel residue, but the stones are in fantastic shape. In fact, I'd say they're broken in nicely. Same with the 600s. 600s look fine. Still got a ton of diamond left on those. Those are nicely broken in. So that's what comes with the system. And the system with that and the clamp and all the other stuff is, I think, around $200. So that's your basic system. You get and the 2 stones. Now I've obviously added on to that since then. Okay, so I paid about, in fact I think I paid even less because I got like a pre-order special price when they first came out. And then I added some more stones. So right now they're $225 on Wicked Edge website. And they come with a better case than they did before. The case they came with originally wasn't that very good. But they come with a better case. And you can always add stones on. So I've added the 800 and 1000 grit, which these are just, like I said, got done sharpening. These have done great. So I added those 800 and 1000 grit diamonds. Those are about 80 bucks. So we're into it, you know, let's say $300 so far. And then I added the 1500 and diamonds, and you can see these have a little bit more steel residue. I just got done sharpening, and some lapping films, which I need to change. Lapping films change. You change those every so many sharpenings. They look like this. These are 6 micron. You can get less. I got 10 strips. You can see that even after sharpening all these knives to mirror polish, I still have a couple 4 strips left. So I added those. So you're about 80. So that's 160. So we're at what, 360, plus buying the lapping films and the strops. So let's see. Strops. Sorry, I'm kind of just doing this on the fly. So stropping. These are the leather strops, which I do need to replace. And I think I got the, I mean, you can get blank ones for 36 bucks. I think I bought the ones that were like 3.5 and 5 micron. I've since changed them to using this gargoyle spit emulsions, and I've got it a 0.5 micron and 0.25 micron in the strops. So when I sharpen, I'm going way down if I put a mirror polished edge. But you can buy a basic strop pack for 36 bucks. So, you know, a little over, what did I say, 160, 360. So you're about $400 into it. So about what I have here, you're about 400 bucks into the system. Now that's definitely not cheap when you sit and think about it. If you go and look at the other sharpeners from Wicked Edge, like the Wicked Edge 100 is $350, but that doesn't include, it includes 100, 200, 400, and 600. So it does include some extra set of stones, but you still have to add on, so you're going to be more expensive. As soon as you add on one set of stones, you're over the cost, and that's the least expensive cost. So I think this setup is really good because you can add on over time. It's their most inexpensive sharpener, and you can add the exact same stones you'd use on the other sharpening systems onto this. So sharpened 30 plus knives. I mean, I've gotten really good at it, gotten some crazy sharp knives out of it. The biggest thing is with any sharpening system is finding a burr, but look at that, it just, ooh, I about just cut my finger. This one is dang sharp. Very, very sharp. Not a lot of effort. So what are the limitations of the system? Well, you have to make sure you use the clamp and clamp it down. You don't have to clamp it. You could actually just have it sitting here, but then you have the chance of it moving. I like to clamp it to my table. You can go all the way down to, like, I want to say 14 degrees or even less. You'd be surprised. It says 15. These are not measured. These are not accurate. And that goes for the same for any Wicked Edge system, I believe, is these aren't really accurate. You don't go off of these. I mean, I get why they have them as markers, but the biggest thing you want to buy when you get a sharpening system is an angle cube. This is the Wiki one. There's a couple other options on Amazon. You want to make sure that your angles are the same, and don't go off those. Get one of these. I mean, it's pretty simple. It's just magnetized, turn it on, zero it, and you know your angle. Okay, pretty simple stuff. So definitely recommend a sharpening cube. An angle cube. That's a must-have. So you're looking, I think those are 20 bucks or so, 20, 30 bucks. The limitation of this system. So it works really well. I mean, I've had no issues with it. The only thing that happens time to time is these knobs that lock in the rods to that certain angle can come loose. I've had it actually happen during sharpening where one side I was at 15 degrees, the other side it kind of moved a little bit and wasn't the same, degree yet. That happened to me one time. In fact, I'll even show you the knife that it happened to me on. And I didn't notice till I was done sharpening. So this taught me a lesson. So look at the bevel on this QSP on that side versus how big it is on that side. It's super wide and big on this side and not as big on that side. It was supposed to be this on both sides, and it must have slipped on me and it got bigger. So that's one limitation of the Go, is that you have to make sure these are tight. And I usually just hand tighten them pretty dang tight, and they don't move typically, but just make sure those are tight in between sharpening and just kind of check those and you'll be fine. That's really the only limitation I have found with this system. The other Wicked Edge systems are nice, and they can do, you can get a little bit more crazy with your edges, I think. I mean, honestly, they use the same stones though, so it's just the way that it sharpens and it holds that angle better is what's the advantage, I think, of the other systems, plus the base and stuff. You don't have to have it clamped, and there's a little bit more adjustment as far as your degrees to sharpen, but overall I think the Go is a great system. I mean, it's not exactly, it starts out cheap, kind of like a KME, and then you start adding stones on, and the KME is the same way, guys. It's not like the KME comes with all those stones. You've got to buy those stones, you got to buy those lapping films, you got to buy strops. So I'd say it's very comparable, to the KME. The other Wicked Edge systems are a little bit more expensive. This one's definitely comparable, but I've gotten some ridiculously sharp knives out of this thing, and I've gotten pretty dang good at sharpening with it. So I'm definitely glad that I bought it when I did. I mean, it's been 18 months, and just want to give you like a long-term review of it. The stones are holding up great. Like I said, the only thing I need to replace is these strops, and that's just because of my error. I kind of cut the leather a little bit. You got to be careful when you strop with this thing, how the motions that you use, because you can cut it. But I just need to replace the strops, which is fine, not a big deal. They're 36 bucks, not the end of the world. And I'll just put some more of that. I've got some of that emulsions, and then I probably will get some different lapping films, because I picked this 6 micron off of some advice off of some going from that 1500 grit to 6 micron, but I'm kind of jumping pretty far down, all the way down to a half micron. So I've thought about getting some, and these are diamond lapping films, by the way, just in case you're wondering. Well, let's actually make sure. Yeah, diamond lapping. But they have 6, 9, 3, 1, 1.5, 0.1. I mean, you can go all the way down to 0.1. crazy. So I might get some 3 maybe, or maybe even some 1, and then jump down. I don't know. They're $30 for the lapping film. It's pretty cheap, and they last quite a long time. I've sharpened quite a few knives, and you don't have to replace the film every time you sharpen. You can actually just clean these. You can see these ones are starting to get a little frayed because, like I said, it's like the strops. You gotta be careful. I typically just take some. This is not EDC solution, by the way. This is just rubbing alcohol. I think it's 100 proof or 95 proof or something. And I just clean off the steel residue. But after time, you are going to have to replace. These are probably good to replace. And you can start to tell because your edge, your polish doesn't get as, it gets a little bit more almost dirty. You know, you can kind of see the scratch pattern more. If it's a fresh set of lapping films, you will not see that at all. So just something to consider as well, that you replace these every, so many times. That's why I keep a sharpening journal. So I can tell you, based on this little notebook, Blade HQ, by the way, on the 28th of June, I added new compound to the strops, and let's see, so 1, 2, about five knives ago, I replaced the lapping film. So I'll probably go one more time and then replace those, and they'll be good to go. So anyway, guys, just wanted to give you a long-term. It's been 18 months on the Wicked Edge Go. It's an awesome system. I definitely recommend it. If you want to get into a Wicked Edge, want to learn how to sharpen your knives, you don't want to, if you don't want to do it freehand, which, that's a skill I would like to learn. But I can tell you, this is the easiest system I've ever used, and I can get super good results out of it. And it's not cheap, but you know what? If you're a knife enthusiast and you're a hobby, into knives, you really should learn how to sharpen your knives well. Some guys just send it off to other people to get sharpened. That's fine too if you want to do that. But I definitely recommend learning how to sharpen, because you can really start to understand steel a little bit better. You can really get a feel for, you can get a really good feel for how a knife's going to perform with the edge geometry and the edge retention and such with when you sharpen knives. It's just kind of a cool thing for the hobby. Plus you can have sharp knives. I said like 100 times. So I'm gonna stop rambling. Thanks for watching this video, guys, on the Wicked Edge Go follow-up. Definitely give it a 2 thumbs up. Highly recommend it. Thanks for watching. See you next time.